Namaskar. Jai Mohan ji. Good afternoon. So, I'm sorry, first of all, again, I got delayed today. It's salary day for my employees. So, spent a little bit of time in the morning getting that organized. Now, what I want to talk about today, it's a concept called fear. It's also one of the basic instincts of humankind, Homo sapiens. And why do I want to talk about fear? Multiple reasons. One, I want to confront my own fears, which have kind of been, I don't know why, coming and going for the last 2 days in my mind, and I know that I cannot let it take over my senses. Two, whatever discussions I've had with friends in the last, especially on various groups regarding how do we prevent the community spread and how do we kind of get in better sanitization. So those also kind of, those conversations have also triggered this thing. And three, I again, as I was talking about this blog that my friend has been writing, and you should really go and check out his blog. It's called Aviation Scribbles. He wrote in his blog yesterday, which his wife shared with me, this whole concept of fear and fear mongering has been dealt with, and therefore I thought, let me speak about it. So before I speak about it, let me tell you a small story. When I started my corporate career, and this was like way back in 2002-03, when we joined this huge conglomerate called ITC, fresh from the campus, we were a bunch of very excited chartered accountants we wanted to make a difference to the organization. And when that organization is ITC, and when you're sitting in Calcutta, it is like the place to be. So we are in that high, right? And we all want to make a difference. Now, the recruitment process into ITC was such that when you join as a fresher, and if you're from a finance background, then you have to necessarily do that 3-year stint in internal audit. Okay, and so when we were getting inducted into the internal audit systems and processes and what is to be done, and so we understood that we have a lot of power, but with great power comes great responsibility, which at that age, when you are young budding CAs, you kind of don't have a really high sense of responsibility, but you have a really high sense of power. Because you could go into various businesses and take out the process flaw, and there used to be a structured process, like first you have to see what is happening, then you have to bring out a systemic flaw, then you have to recommend what is to be done, and then you have to give an implementation timeline. So as we were getting inducted into this whole process in the first few months, we learned, and me along with some of my batchmates, we learned this concept called unknown risk. Okay, now what is unknown risk? Now it really kind of caught on to us. Unknown risk? Yes, it's very valid. Something can come and hit you from anywhere. And that means that the businesses can go bonkers at any point in time. So anything and everything that comes to you could be an element of unknown risk, and therefore you can report it. And we were like, oh really? Yeah, that sounds pretty logical. Now what is risk? Let me tell you. Risk is an event which can happen basis some current sets of circumstances, data, empirical study. So it is a predictive way of an event likely to happen in future if you do not take certain precautions. Okay, so like for instance, if I am a stores manager and if I am supposed to receive material, there is something called a process of goods received note, GRN, or various organizations have various names for it, but particularly as a stores manager, you're supposed to look at the GRN and you're supposed to look at the purchase order released to the vendor, and if the two match, you do a quality control and you accept the material and you sign on the invoice. Now, if somebody is not following that process, that is possibly a perceivable risk that whatever is coming is not as per the standards and price points which have been agreed upon, right? Now, that is fine. Okay, that could be a risk. Now somebody says, oh my God, you know what? Even if someone is following this whole process, there could still be a risk that the vendor, if he's sending you 100 packets of a raw material, and you're doing only a sample check, then there could still be a risk that then 10 others are defective or substandard or sub-quality. So why don't we check every 100 packet at every point of receipt? Now, is that practical? I don't know, depends on the size of the organization. Is that doable? Again, depends on the size of the organization, depends on what you're ordering, what you're not ordering, what's the nature of the raw material, which is exactly why you have something called a sampling testing. It is a tested statistical model, and therefore there are empirical studies and mathematical models available to substantiate what is acceptable, what is standard, what is not standard. Now, if you're going to deviate all of this and say so on else to 100% checking, I would say that is an unknown risk, so you really are not being able to quantify the element of risk, and therefore anything and everything could come and hit you or hit the organization. And then you make people, and then if you were to highlight it, obviously nobody can refute it. There could always be a possibility that in 100 packets, 1 packet is damaged, and which is something you have not checked in the sample. But how do you substantiate it, and how do you what kind of processes do you run, right? So which is why we have all these methods, mathematical models, and you have standard operating procedures in organizations, so that you can identify what is a risk, what is not a risk. There can never be an element of unknown risk. Similarly, fear is also a similar phenomenon. Why am I talking about risk? Because risks and fears are quite correlated. Fear, as I said, is a very basic human instinct. Fear also refers to the phenomena of not having the knowledge. Therefore, when you do not know what's going to happen, right, and you do not know what's going to come and affect you, then that element of unknown or ignorance leads to an instinct called fear. Given the circumstances around us in today's time, we know what is there. We know what we have to do to prevent ourselves from COVID. We know that what we cannot do, like for instance, we probably cannot kind of get into a situation where we are not in touch with anybody. We are not accepting anything from outside. We are not getting any essentials which is arriving from outside, and therefore we are completely sanitized. That is not a practical solution. So there is an element of what we can do. There is an element of what we cannot do. Beyond that, one has to accept. The mind has to accept that if it has to happen, it will happen. And if community transmission is to start in India, what can be done, what cannot be done? Something which cannot be done, let us not focus our energies on that, because that is an element of unknown risk. Something which can be done, let us focus on that, which is basic sanitization, washing your hands, going out as less as possible, not going out at all during the lockdown which is in India right now, using masks if that has been prescribed. Whatever essentials come from outside, either keep it in a landing station for some time outside your house and then get it inside your house, or if you don't have that kind of space, then probably just rub it with a disinfectant before you get it. It calls for that extra effort, but those are the things you can do. What you cannot do, you cannot not get essentials. You have to live and thrive, and therefore, or you cannot hoard up thinking that next 2 months it is going to happen, so if I have the means and resources, let me hoard it up now, because this phenomena of yours hoarding up can lead to 5 other people not getting the essentials for those 2 to 3 weeks. So I think once we understand what we can do and what we cannot do, and accept, surrender that if the disease is to happen to us, then it will happen, and then we have to find ways and means to live through that phenomena with obviously it's going to be a difficult phase for whoever, and if you have senior citizens, like I have 2 senior citizens living at home with me, it calls for that extra caution. But if it has to happen, you have to accept and you have to surrender. Now all this is English, it's talk, right? I mean, then how do we overcome when the instinct of fear grips our minds and hearts, right? Well, scientifically, I don't have an answer for you, but in the area of quantum physics, like we practice, like the healers, what we practice, we discuss the fact that when you have an element of anxiety, depression, fear, then you have to increase the vibrations in your body. We are all organisms made out of an electromagnetic field. We have cells who talk to each other, who collide, and who vibrate, who talk to each other. We have an aura around our body which has an electromagnetic field. So when you are in that position where elements of fear, anxiety, depression grips you, first thing is, please elevate yourself in terms of the vibration around yourself. How do you do that? Meditation. Because when you meditate, you kind of try and bring your mind to a static environment, and when you meditate through a guided meditation or through some kind of chanting or chants, those chants create, or the guided meditation creates that consciousness or creates that vibration around your body, where your body then, when the mind is still and when the mind is not wandering, then the rest of the body and the cells, they absorb only the positivity, and that positive vibration is supposedly the light which can take your mind from the ages of the dark to the light. So that is how we discuss about elevation of fear. The other thing is, you can go in for counseling if you're really gripped so far. You can talk to somebody who can kind of bring you out. You can talk to friends, you can talk to mentors, you can talk to coaches, whoever you think. But right now, I think we kind of need that sense of sanity. We need to stabilize. Minds will wander. Even my mind is wandering, and which is why I'm talking to you, because I want to talk to you and say that anybody and everybody can get into this phenomena, but it is up to us to bring ourselves out of that phenomena. The Mohanji Foundation schedule that is run, we run lots of programs all through the day. We also run so there are very high level practitioners who does the power of purity meditation. I think it is done around around 3 or 5 p.m. every day, if I'm not mistaken. So you can try doing the power of purity meditation, because it is primarily targeted towards bringing the mind from the stage of dark to the light, and it kind of aims at cleansing you from the deep within. It's a slightly long meditation. It also has breathing practices which are very good for calming the mind, which are very good for centering your body. Along with that, if you are into yoga and pranayam, that really helps. A daily yoga schedule with a little bit of pranayam. I am very bad with pranayam personally. I cannot sit still and breathe for so long, but I kind of try and do it. But definitely you should follow a schedule of yoga if you have a guru, or if you are if you are into practicing yoga. It really helps in the alignment of the mind and the body with the soul. My yoga guru takes online classes every day. Her Facebook page is called Bend It Like LD, and she's really good. She does a combination of a strong yoga session along with pranayam, which can be very, very helpful for those who are seeking for such sessions in today's time, and it is online. You could reach out to her for more details on the class. So those are the things, but I think situation in India is only there is time for it to peak. We are not at the peak yet, so we have a long way to go. Whatever you can see in the news and the social media, we know that this lockdown is going to get extended. We are only at the tip of the iceberg, and therefore it is a long way to go. Hold your nerves. Do what suits you, but do not let this element of fear and anxiety grip you. That is my only request. With that, we will start the chanting for today. I would like you to center your body, sit in a position where your spine is erect, and we will start soon. What's that? Okay. A few deep breaths. ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। Excuse me. You want to go and get a glass of water? Go and ask Didi to give you water. Okay? And you can keep the water here once you drink. Okay? Sorry. ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. And the last three chants, we'll say it very, very slowly so as to absorb the vibrations into our physical aura and our surrounding environment. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. How are you all? Feeling better? Feeling grounded? Centered? That's how it should be. Aren't we going to go and drink some more water? Fine, okay, you can go and play. So I would leave the session today with this key message that if there is fear, anxiety, depression of what's going to happen, the only way to overcome it is to surrender to it, increase one's awareness, one's level of consciousness, and then get in light where there is darkness. If we do that, these emotions that we have in our mind will automatically go away. There is no point reading more about it, talking more about it, or spreading more news about this. The only thing which can help us is being centered, keeping the minds calm, get into some yoga meditation if that is what you follow. If not, then just maintain silence. Silence of mind can lead to silence of body and silence of the emotions which grip our body. Let us surrender, let us have faith, and let us think for the best. With that message, signing off for today. Jai Mohan Ji.